Okay, so you've copied 207-6-40 into your new AutoCAD file, so a brand new one, then saved as 207-6-40 right over top of it, so you should have your dimension style there with your name. You want to position this, so you would probably use 3D rotate and those kinds of things, so that this side right over here is your front view. So this would be this is what you're looking at as being your front, this will be your top, and your right side view should be that. So we're ready to move on here. We'll go to the layout. Go ahead and delete this. We'll get rid of that one. We're going to go to layout here, go to base, model space, and this is the first time today that I'm doing this, so sometimes it takes a little longer for the computer to kind of catch up. That's okay. Let's see what happens here. It puts that view in. We'll go ahead and right click and click enter, and I'm going to put a right side there, top view, and then I'll put an isometric up here. This is small enough as it comes in that this view is probably okay to leave it that scale. We don't need to worry about it anymore. So then when we start dimensioning these things, we have to locate some things. Now we don't remember what those other ones, those dimensions are, so we need to locate some things. Let's start with an overall length right here. We'll do an overall width from endpoint to endpoint here. And we can do on this view over here an overall height. We can put that right there. Alright, so now these are where the features are dominant, and we want to make sure we do that, so we're going to do some dimensioning on this. So we probably want to do something like click center mark and put a center mark on this arc right here. Puts a big one on there, but that's okay. It'll be alright. We can do a center line right here and do one that goes between these two things here. So it puts a center line through that, so we know that that's the center of what's going on there. Alright, once we got that, we're going to do things like try to locate these features that are in here. So let's start by making that thickness. So we know what that thickness is. We already know what the overall height is, so we don't have to worry about how high it goes there. But we do want to do something like if this corner right here is also the same as that corner. So we can go from there to there and put this one in place so we know how wide that is. And then we also want to know from there to here where this is positioned. So let's see, let's right click and the dynamic input. No. Snap overrides. Okay, so we'll hit escape and we'll go back to putting this in. I want to get it so it's definitely horizontal. So I'll put that in right about here. Oops. Let's put it in right there. Alright, so that's the horizontal thing there. It tells us where that center is. We want to know the overall width across this part right there. So now we've located from there to there, across to the center point of that and that. And the only other thing here we need to know is what this arc is, and we'll put that in somewhere like this. So that radius is that. So we want to make sure we've got all these features dimensioned, so if we look at this feature, we know what that cutout is there, we know how to find the center point of that, and we know how deep it is, that it goes all the way across. We also don't need to know this length of this line because it's determined by that right there and that center point and these outside lengths. So we don't need to know that. We know how tall this cutout is, this little square area that would be cut out of that, because it's 50 minus 12 that tells us how far down it goes, and how far over it goes is that 37. And that would be the same on the other side, or this other side would be whatever's left over when you take that 150 minus that 37 minus that 76, and that should turn out to be 37. Alright, which we don't want to do that because we don't want to over dimension. That should be all of the dimensions that I can think of right now to be able to do that. So we should double click this, zoom to the extents. So go ahead and click save or save as again, so you overwrite what already exists, and create your PDF file. Exactly. Alright, that's good.